Good morning. It's April 28th, 2014, and I'm just finishing up my annual firewood detail here. This year I've managed to cut 17.5 face cord in just about a month. That's cut, split, and stacked. I thought I'd show you my firewood holder. Now, I made this about 3 years ago. And just a little history. In 2010, I was watching a video on YouTube, and it showed a smart holder firewood holder. And it was marketed by Bailey's, and it looks like this. So I promptly went and got some material, and I built one that was very similar, except it was yellow, not green. I don't know, anything green in the woods just doesn't work for me. So I usually paint everything yellow so I can find it once I set it down. Now, the thing I didn't care for after I built the one that looks like Bailey's or the smart holder, first of all, you have to carry the thing to wherever you're going to use it. The second thing is, if you watch their video, you need relatively flat, level workspace to use it. And you see here I got a bunch of humps and bumps and things it would like to fall over a lot. So the next year I decided to try to build something a little different. This here mounts on my tractor, and I built two mounting systems. One, which I have never used, I can plug on or attach some auxiliary components on the backside here, which allows me to clamp it to the bucket on my tractor loader. And like I say, I built this 3 years ago. I have never ever used that system other than just to see if it works. The mounting system I use all the time are these little pockets that just slide onto the forks. It takes absolutely no time at all to mount this thing. And that's what I've used ever since. Now, this holder will accept logs up to about 10 inches in diameter. And another thing I like about this is the stability. I can mount this on the forks and use the tractor to take it to where I'm going to cut the logs. I don't need to bring the logs to the holder. It's just so much easier. Now, this is very similar in function to the smart holder. I've got teeth here that will grab onto the logs, and I'll show you here in a moment once I put it on the tractor. But this has worked very well, and the smart holder that I built, or the cloned smart holder, has been cut up and the material used for something else. So we'll get going here in just a second to show you how this works. But before we do that, I thought I'd show you this other little tool that I made. Now, I have a big steel, I say big, I have a steel 290 Farm Boss for the big logs, but for limbing and cleaning up, I've got this one of these disposable poulons, and it's okay. It's not my favorite choice for a saw, but it was inexpensive. The one thing that I found that is a royal pain in the butt, and if you have one of these, you know, the gas cap and the oil cap. I mean, these here swell up or something, and they get seized, and it's almost impossible to get these off. So I was using a a big pair of pliers or channel locks to grab onto this. As a matter of fact, this is the second gas cap because I thought something was wrong with the original gas cap, so this I bought a replacement, and it does the same thing. So what I made was this little device here, and it's just some angle iron welded up. These of course are not the same size, so this side here addresses the oil filler cap, and this side here used for the gas cap. And all it does is you just slide this over this here, and you can use a wrench or whatever, but you just so much easier to open this cap because you have leverage, and if you really need something you can put a bar in here, and so you can really honk on this thing. But I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. Let's see. You heard that thing squawk. So even one-handed I can get this cap loose, and I mean I just don't eat enough Wheaties to be able to grab that handle or that gas cap anymore to be able to loosen it and or tighten it. It's difficult to do one-handed, but this tool is invaluable. I use it all the time. Same thing for the oil side. I just put that on there, and again, one-handed I can remove these caps. The oil's not so bad, but the gas it swells up and locks up, and it makes it really difficult to open that or close that cap. Okay, let me go back to what I was originally talking about, my firewood holder. And I'll get this mounted on the tractor and show you the advantages, and it just makes it so much nicer to manage the limbs. Now the limbs I'm working on today, like I say, this is all I have left from my final cleanup, and I'll get these bucked up and get these in my wood pile. That's 2 rows, 5 feet tall, 56 feet long. Comes out to about 17.5 face cord. And that's money in the bank. That's just about 2 years of heat and hot water. So here we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is show you how I mount this on the tractor. And like I say, this is the only mounting system I use now. I've never used the system to mount it on the bucket. And all it involves is I just take this here, get it started on the fork. That's it. I'm done. I'm ready to use it. Now to use this thing, all I do is I have a little locking mechanism here. I just raise this portion of the holder up, pull this up, and it pulls this end of the holder up for me until I'm ready. And I just take the piece of wood that I want to cut. I can come in here and just bump this, and I'm done. I'm ready to cut. And it's that easy. And I'm not sure the smart holder has this little setup that I have here, but this is really nice. And it really holds this piece of wood nice. Now as far as size, what really makes this nice is I can lower the bucket all the way to the ground, and I've cut some really large limbs, probably 20 feet long anyway. And if I can roll it to the tractor and roll it up onto this holder, what I'll do is I'll sort of get 2/3 on this side and 1/3 on this side, and then I'll just cut on either side to keep it sort of balanced. And there really isn't any limitation to what size limb I can lift with this thing. Unlike the smart holder, there's a certain point where you simply can't lift it up there. I'll show you 1 or 2 real quick cuts here. I'm not going to bore you with watching me cut firewood. And you can look at the Smart Holder and other ones that are out there. But again, the thing I like is I can raise and lower the limbs here to adjust to the terrain, so it's convenient to cut, and it just works well. Maybe I'll do that real quick here. The star of the program is the tractor. It does all the work. What I normally do is I'll usually leave the loader a little high, and then once I get the limb up there, I can lower the loader down to the level I want and then start my cutting. So let me get the chainsaw warmed up here and we'll give you a little demo. Just that simple. I'll load up a larger limb here. Diesel fuel's too expensive to let it sit there idling anymore.
Yeah.
So there you go. Works pretty good. Actually, it works more than pretty good. It works pretty darn good. Get the rest of this cleaned up today and we're done for the year. Hope all is well with you, and have a nice day. Nice sunny day. Balmy 29 this morning. Take care.